Hey folks, here we are making another video. This is Miami International Airport. Made some changes to the sim, turned up a lot of the AI aircraft. There was a performance hit, but it's still very playable. So I'm going to fly from Miami International down to Key West. I've added some third-party payware scenery Key West. I don't know why I'm getting that warning because I'm full of fuel right now. So I modded this aircraft, so I'm getting that warning periodically. I got to figure it out. So anyways, I'm just going to take off and keep this video short. I was able to figure out what's going on with shadow play. I needed to put it in window mode so it would capture this this video in FS9 and probably a couple other games. So as you can see, this truck driving down the taxiway there for whatever reason. So the aircraft's ready to go. I'm ready to go, and we'll depart. Brakes are off, and just throttle out. We're going to be going out 8 left, which is right here. So. You better get out of my way there, four-wheeler. So yeah, so the weather is set on an Orbix theme. Bingo fuel. I don't know why I'm getting bingo fuel, but I'm not bingo fuel, so I got plenty of fuel. Unless I've made some changes to something that I got to fix on it. All right, here we go. Just going to roll right into it. And, the sun's coming up. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning. Straight here. Woo! Just go ahead and rotate. Gear up. Gonna get feet wet, and then we'll head south to Key West. So, get the sun on my eyes. Actually, I'm gonna get that sun on my eyes right now. So this is the Aerosoft F16. It's payware. I had it installed in FSX, and I ended up doing quite a bit to it to shrink it down in size. I can't even really explain to you exactly what I did, but basically there was like 5, 6, 7 different folders of the aircraft because there's all basically different models of the aircraft. I mean, you got a lot of aircraft for the money. Really nice, you know, for its day. I mean, it's a little dated now, but you know, it's a pretty nice aircraft. So, anyways, I wanted to have a certain number of them, so I kind of had to compile it to where I just had one folder with a few aircraft in it, so I didn't have, you know, a ton of shit. So maybe along the line I've done something, I've changed for fuel setup or something, but I'll sort it out at some point. So it's an armed aircraft, as you can see. Get back in the cockpit here. So we're just going to head down there and land in Key West. I think it's going to be my last flight for the morning. So that altimeter. So we're just past maybe 200 feet, and the speed's about 600 knots. Bingo fuel. No bingo fuel. I don't know what you're talking about. Sort it out. That right there might be the Miami Executive International Airport, I think. That's Miami International. That might be Miami Executive International. So staying about 600 knots, give or take, right, 10,000 feet. Pretty morning for flying. Sorry about that, I'm sitting too far back. I'm actually looking through the seat.
Bingo fuel.
Bingo fuel your ass. I got my track IR on, so when I'm moving my head around and I touch my hat and throw the center line off. So I'm moving the HUD. See our group of islands down there. I've never been to Key West. I'd like to get down there. It's pretty from what I hear. A lot of alligators in those swamps down there. No doubt about that.
Bingo fuel.
Bingo fuel. Where are you getting bingo fuel from? Have to go inside this aircraft config and see what's going on. Maybe I changed something, I don't know, but I'll sort it out. Coming down a little bit. I'm going to get below this cloud layer. Can't see anything.
Bingo fuel.
There's no bingo fuel. I don't know what you're bitching about. Slow this down to about 500 knots too. Maybe 400. 6,100. The layer's kind of low. That's a little better. Maybe 2,500. There we are. About 500 knots now.
Bingo fuel.
So I picked up the Just Flight Mosquito, which I forget how much it was. I think it was about $28. I haven't flown it much because I love the Mozzie and Mosquito, but it's pretty nice. I've had some other packages for FSX that I put in Prepar3d, but they were getting dated. But the new Mozzie's pretty nice. Sound package isn't bad. I changed it with something else that I had messed around with, but overall the aircraft's pretty nice to fly. So as you can see, I'm a little lower than I want to be. 930 feet at 500 knots.
Bingo fuel.
But we'll be there before you know it. Might have to have me some lunch after this flight. So last video I made, I probably was talking too soft, too low. So anyone that watches the video and watches this one, I apologize for that. I didn't realize I hadn't turned down my engine sounds, and it was still early in the morning when I was making it, so I was talking a little lower than I normally do, just out of habit. But hopefully you can hear hear me fine with this. So I also have an Iris F16D two-seater that's pretty nice, and I flew it earlier this morning, and I was having issues. Kept losing the engine, so I don't know if I'm missing something in the checklist for the start, but anyways,
Bingo fuel.
I'll have to sort that out. Speed it up a little bit. 570 knots. And this airport coming up here, I don't know which airport this is. I'd have to look it up. I know it's not the Key West Naval Air Station. And it's definitely not Key West, because Key West is the last airport in these chains. So, I don't know that one.
Bingo fuel.
Bingo fuel, bingo fuel. I don't think so. We're almost there, more than halfway now. I ended up going out and having breakfast this morning at 3:30 in the morning, and it wasn't bad. So had a funny little conversation. There was only a few people working. The cook Josh, who was probably in his 20s, late 20s, and then the waitress Natasha. I don't know if that was her real name or not, but that's the name tag she had. Both nice, but they were talking about this place where I was at eating, and they had an employee die. A female employee died, I guess it was last year, they said. And from that point on, they've noticed things, dishes falling, noises in the background, doors closing by themselves, and I kind of just listened to it, you know, and you never know. It's crazy, spooky shit out there, so I need to come right, and I need to watch my altitude. 900 feet. And showing 579 knots. So I've been playing, you know, a few different games and making videos. This is the first time I've made an actual flight video, so I think I can actually make a video of IL-2 with all the mods I have. I mean, I have a ton of missions, so I'll just have to go through it and see. What is that up there? Is that a blip? Yeah, that's a blip right up there, so. Alright, we're getting close. In the distance, coming up on the Naval Air Station and International Airport. So yeah, I think I might make a nice video of IL-2. Should be fun. Seems I can just gotta remember that certain games need to be, well, you have to have shadow play, desktop shadow play enabled, catch your desktop in shadow play enabled in order for some games to work, right? So I could land here at the Naval Air Station, but I think I'm gonna put it down at the Key West Airport. So and look at my payware scenery, see how it blends in actually. I'll do a flyover or a flyby. So the cruise ships just popped in. see some, I have some payware scenery, but it just doesn't match up very well with the other Key West stuff. So
Bingo fuel.
they will fuel your ass. So you can see the airport right there. On the left. And we'll just come on by and take a peek. That's it right there. The cruise ships. That's one thing I'm not interested in. Getting out there on a cruise ship. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, you hear all those horror stories where they hit bad weather, people are seasick, and then all of a sudden you've got people throwing up all over the friggin' place. And then they get food poisoning, and it's like, you know what? I'll take my car somewhere nice and be the captain of my own little ship, and then that way I don't have to worry about that shit. Because I can't imagine being trapped on a ship in bad weather, well, which I have in the Marines, but
Bingo fuel.
and just being at the mercy of people around me, you know. So, excuse me, my phone's ringing, but I'll have to get that. I'll call him back. So, yeah, I just that to me is just hell. So, I think there's other things that I would prefer to do as opposed to getting on a ship. You know, I mean, gaining 20 pounds and that kind of shit. I'd rather do something a little more active than that. All right, so I'm just going to head out and get myself lined up. Kind of a, I guess, long final, you can call it that. So slow this aircraft down. .460 knots. Go ahead and make my turn in. Set up for, I guess, what they call a long final.
Bingo fuel.
Yeah. Bingo fuel. Your ass. Come out of the throttle. Okay. That might gimbal limit. There's the Naval Air Station in Key West, but I'm headed down there. Okay. 362 on the airspeed. Slow this thing down some more. .8. Yeah. This isn't that long of an airport, so I don't know how long the runway is, but it's not very long. If I remember correctly, the brakes on this thing are kind of squirrely, so. Okay, 265. Brakes are still out. 254. Gear's not coming down till I hit 200. I better hurry up. This might be a little squirrely bit of a landing. Okay, gear coming down. Hope I can get this thing stopped. Power's off. Wow.
Bingo fuel.
Well, you saw it, folks. I didn't do it. I did not do it. So, got a little bit of elevation issues with the scenery. But that can be, sometimes that's an issue with third-party scenery. Driving up with other third-party scenery. Just head on over to the airport. This is all, this scenery that you see is stuff that I made, and I had a feeling that we were going to have some issues with elevation. There's ways that you can fix this, but in all honesty, I just don't care enough to bother with it. So
Bingo fuel.
So it looks like there's some issues with compatibility between probably global vector and this scenery and whatever else I got going on here. So would have probably been better off landing at yeah, you can see this helicopter right here is half buried in the scenery. So I bet you if I disabled the scenery I wouldn't have this issue. So but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, there we go. Slow this thing down. I think I'm just going to park it right in here. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's
Bingo fuel.
yeah. That's the issue with these third-party add-ons. You know, sometimes you run into compatibility issues and stuff, and I just don't feel like trying to dig through it right now. So, woo. Set the parking brake. Shut this down. Canopy's coming open. And that's it, folks. We have landed at Key West. So, even though I would have been in the swamp, it was real life. All right. Talk to you later.